Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have such a fun topic. We're talking about how to travel in style, the Hermès edition. That means we're going to be diving into those luxury fun things for you, the first class traveler, or if you're in the travel industry following this channel, for your first class clients. What are some of those great things you could gift to them when you're working with them? If you're new here, my name is Cindy Williams. I'm known as the Wanderlust CEO because I have been in the travel industry over 30 years, and in this space we talk about all things lifestyle, travel, fun, luxury, and today we're just going to have a great time diving into Hermès's site and their world and all that means, and we're going to pretend we have unlimited budget. So if that sounds like fun, keep on watching.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
What if I told you the most luxurious thing you could ever own is a life that feels like you? Around here, we believe that luxury isn't about excess, it's about alignment. So if you love travel, you love high-end moments, you love having fun, you found your people. Today we're going to be talking about our dream wish list. If I'm a traveler, but I have an unlimited budget and I can shop and buy all the things that I want at Hermès. So this is the Hermès edition for all of my first class travelers out there, or if your clients are first class travelers as well, for all of our travel community and travel agent community that follows us as well. So guys, I thought this would be a fun video, and of course, I'm not going to buy most of these things, but I also do have a little show and tell at the end of a few little baubles that I have picked up that are like little luxuries that we're going to share with you at the end of the video as well. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun? So either for your luxury clients, or maybe you're thinking about some of these purchases as well, let's just dream a little bit and dive in on what I think would be the best picks from Hermès for your next luxury vacation. All right, so settle in, grab yourself a glass of wine, a glass of cocoa, whatever time it is, wherever you are. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and let's settle in and have a little shopping fun. So I'm going to break this down into kind of like dream purchases and little luxuries. I'm also going to talk about my favorite things and things that I would never ever buy, even if I had $1 bazillion, and also what my dream bag would be for travel from Hermès. All right, so let's start with the big guys. Let's start with the suitcases. So if you don't already know, Hermès has this suitcase line, the RMS cabin suitcase. These will set you back right around 13,000 USD. And they have a couple variations. So they have kind of like your typical gold, black, and kind of grayish kind of color. I'm sure that the actual color names are on the site, but kind of more neutral, in the neutral palette. So if you're trying to have more of kind of a quiet luxury moment, I think you would lean that direction. The orange wheels, I'll say, on the gold are kind of a giveaway, but the black and gray, I feel like it would really take an expert eye to figure out, for anyone to figure out that you were actually rolling a $13,000 carry-on in the airport, which, by the way, if I had ever had any of these bags, I would never in a million years actually take them to the airport. I would use them for weekender events only, where I would be the only one handling the luggage, right? And then they have the other versions, which have kind of the name and then also the equestrian, like the horses on there as well. So you can see the one that has kind of like the bluish and maroon colors. I think the one I've actually seen in boutique is the one with the orange, yellow, and kind of the bright blue. And it's cute. It's like a little cutie, right? And then the one with the horses, I have not seen that one in person either, but those are the ones that have a little more flair. Now, the thing that I think is interesting about this carry-on is look how wide that handle is. And at first I thought, oh, that's great. It's like a nice wide handle. But then it occurred to me, like, I have the baggage kind of clips that go around, and there's other bags out there that will have where it fits a standard handle and you can slide the bag down, and so those would not work in conjunction with this suitcase. So it's kind of like you'd have to just have your own bag on top, and I feel like because the handle the handle has such a wide spread, like almost your bag could fall through it depending on backside too. So I'm not sure, after I thought about it, how I feel about the handle, but then also I'm never going to own this suitcase, so it didn't really does not matter that much. It does come, I think, with this little cover that you can see pictured there, which obviously you would want to have this covered if it's going up in an overhead bin or anywhere that it could get scuffed or scraped, because you would want to keep this beautiful dream bag in pristine condition. Now, for you dog lovers out there, for our four-legged friends, there is also a dog carrying bag for $2,800. It comes in both this kind of red and tan color. How cute is that? And I don't know if it fit. I'm assuming it fits for airport regulations, but check that out before you invest in that purchase. All right, let's talk about the next category, which is one of my favorites, scarves and hats. So I want to talk about this scarf that I found in particular on the site that I did not realize that when I first looked at, but it is suitcases. So check out this scarf, you guys. So this runs right around $620, but if you look closely, it is actually a couple of carry-ons, and then it has all this artwork around it. But look at the outside border. It is like kind of like you would fold it up as a suitcase. Look how it has the handle on one side and the latch on the other. And I thought, what a cute detail. I may actually get this. Like, I might save for that and get it. I think it's adorable, and I think for a travel entrepreneur or travel CEO, like, how could you, if you're going to have one luxury thing in your collection, it's got to be that, right? So I'm obsessed with this. I found it by accident. It even has like the little tag detail, and I just think the colors are really sweet for like spring and summer. Super cute. Now, another thing that I love is an Hermès triangle. So if you are not familiar, they have these giant triangles, and they're made kind of like of a cashmere silk blend. I'm actually wearing one right now. Not one that's pictured there, but I love these. I wear them all the time. They keep me warm. I love them in my office. I love them when I go out. And it's a very functional item for someone who travels. They're super lightweight. If it gets too hot, I just take it off and pop it in my bag. And they are just really low maintenance, and they just add like a pop of beauty to every outfit. So I don't think you can go wrong with a nice triangle. In fact, if I have a first class client that is traveling and I'm booking like a really fantastic vacation for them, a $50,000 safari, a $100,000 private jet, I think this would make a beautiful client gift that they're just going to love and adore, and every time they wear it, they're going to think of you. So I think that is a really fun one. Now, those will set you back dependent on which one you get, but they're right around $1,000 USD. So keep that in mind in terms of if you budget for your client gifts or if you're investing in that for your own wardrobe, for sure. Another thing that I think is fun and useful is the scarf ring. So I love the Moors 90 scarf ring as well as the mini Moors, because I feel like not only can they operate as a scarf ring, but also you can use them as jewelry. And that's something I've actually done, especially with the mini one. I'll wear it, not the mini one, I actually wear the regular one, but I'll take a twilly and tie it on. And so it kind of acts as jewelry, and then you can kind of tie the twilly on as well, and it looks super cute. And I feel like when you're traveling and you don't want to bring all of your expensive jewelry, that's a really easy one where it's not too expensive, but it can add a little bit of metal color pop, and it comes in both gold and in silver. Those will range, the mini is around $190 and the regular one is around $250 USD as well. And then of course twillies. If you're not familiar with Hermès twillies, I love a good twilly, not just for a bag handle, because you can use them on any bag to wrap your handle, which is traditionally how they're used, but I have worn them as a neck scarf, I've worn them as a headband, I've worn them on my wrist. So a little, kind of in terms of it's not going to take up any room in your suitcase, and it's silk, it's super lightweight, but it can function in a lot of different ways when you're traveling. And twillies run around $250 as of late. So, and I also love that there's different ones for like spring and summer and different colorways. And so you can find really ones that are cool. That also might be a really neat one for a client gift if you are in travel industry as well. I think that for your high-end first class clients, I think that is really, really cute. All right. Which, by the way, this reminds me, if you want to see some of my scarves and twillies and how I do things, don't forget, follow over on Instagram. So that's where I'm traveling and I'm doing things in real time. You guys can see see some of these scarves that I'm talking about, and also out in the world and doing all the things. All right, let's talk about hats. Now, I'm not a big hat person. I will wear a hat for the actual function of keeping sun off of my face. So as I went through what they had on the website, I said, well, let's just see what they have, right? So there's a couple standouts for me. This Gloria Segale's hat, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I mean, it is a pretty epic sun hat. I don't know if that is painted or if it's sewn in. I have not seen this one in person, but it is a pretty hefty price at $49.75. And it is a statement. The other thing I've had issues with for me personally when I travel, it's really tough to pack this kind of hat. I feel like I have to pack around it and stuff it so it doesn't lose its shape and lose its form. So I'm not sure I would drop that kind of investment on something that I would feel like I have to pack in my suitcase and it might get rumpled up, right? So I would want to keep it like at home. But I don't love that one for me. Maybe you love it for you, and that's great. I think it's fantastic if you do. The one that I thought was so cute, and I'm just picturing myself at like 73 years old, like touring the Holland Tulip Festival in this Harper Bloom bucket hat. Is that not the cutest thing? I look terrible in a bucket hat, by the way. I would never probably buy this, but the idea of this and the cute flower pattern and it keeping the sun off your face, I think this is cute. And then in the picture, I don't know if maybe that scarf is an exact match. It looks like it might be, but I just think that is so adorable. So if that's your vibe, like, let's go be cute little old ladies together and wear this. And of course, young ladies would look amazing in this too, just for in my imaginary vision of my future travels and unlimited budget, hopefully. I would totally rock that outfit, even though I look terrible in a bucket hat. It's essentially a kind of like a baseball hat, but with higher quality materials. That's going to set you back around $1,700. I'm not a big baseball cap fan in general. I will grab one of my sons or my husband's if we are at a football game to keep the sun off my face, but I don't think I would purchase one just for me personally. But some of you guys love kind of that baseball hat feel, and I've seen people wear the Hermès baseball hat and they look adorable in how they style it. So I think it can be really cute if that is kind of your vibe. And then we also have this cute little beret for $640, which is just precious. I know that is super cliche. Like if you're going to Paris, don't wear a beret. You're definitely going to be known as a tourist, but I do not care. This is so cute. It's pink. Again, for a client gift, coming in at $640 for, a client who has spent $30,000 with me for a VIP custom trip through Europe and whatnot. I think that would be adorable if that's their vibe, and I think they would really like that gift, or I would totally wear a beret. I think that would be super fun. All right, the next one is this Vauban Meteor Medor, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, MEDOR cap. I think is super cute as well. I don't know that I grabbed the price on this one, so I'll try to put it up on the screen, but I actually kind of like that little kind of captain's hat kind of vibe, and it has like the leather visor, and then it just kind of goes so well with the two-tone color. So I really like that one as well. All right, so let's move into SLG, small leather goods. So this is one of those where there's a lot of goodies in here, guys. First thing I'm looking for is a passport holder, right? So passport holders, they have a variety of passport holders on the site. This first one I'm going to pop up on the screen here. This is kind of their traditional one. So they have the one that's more like a passport wallet, and then the green one is kind of more of the simple version. And I think that these are adorable. I think they're great. I have a Chanel passport holder that I love, so I don't know that I would invest in it for the prices that they run. But then I saw for $11.50 these passport holders with silk. Check these out. So they have kind of these cutouts, and they're parrots and flowers and birds and butterflies, and then the silk behind it. And so I'm looking at them on the site and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would go for the butterfly. I would go for the parrots. I think that that's so cute. And then I went and I put it in the checkout because it was like, it had a thing on there that said random color. And I'm like, well, how do I pick the the parrot, and apparently you have to just pick and it sends you a random one. And I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna, I don't know, it's at $1,150. I don't want to risk getting one that I'm not going to love. I'm sure you could return it to the boutique if you don't like it, but it would be so much better if you could just pick kind of which one you wanted. You might want to just check in with your local boutique, see if they have any of those in stock, or if there is any way to order a specific one. If you know, please let us know down in comments. But again, I think these would be lovely gifts if you have first class clients traveling with you, or if you are really splurging on yourself, because any of these, I mean, the quality is going to be there from Hermès, of course. These would last you for years and years to come. And as a travel entrepreneur, you're going to use it again and again, and you're going to think, oh, I have this little kind of luxury moment everywhere I travel, right? So those are the kind of in the passport arena. Now, the other thing that I found in small leather goods, that there were a lot of different things, but this Glendon to go, I don't know if I just hadn't seen it before or I missed the memo, but I thought this is a really cute, I don't know if it's a bag. They call it a pouch. It's $25.50, but it is what I love about it is that it's a crossbody, and it's small and flat, and it just fits kind of like that minimal stuff. But because you can wear it crossbody, I really like this. So I think that's a really cute one in terms of it. Like if you were trying to not spend exorbitant amount of dollars on a bag or a Birkin or a Kelly, or, you know, some of the bag costs are 5, 6, 10, 12,000 at this point. The Glendon to go, I think, gives you that little moment of luxury, and it's very functional. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? Do you have it? Is it functional? Do you like it? I could totally see working this into any like European vacation or international kind of on the go, where it's just you're wearing it and then you can put something over it. I like it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. The other thing that's fun in small leather goods is the AirPods case. The AirPods cases are fun because they come in all these different colors, and they're around $1,100. And personally, I would not buy one, and I'll tell you why. I have the worst time on the airplane. I'll wear the AirPods and I'll be like falling asleep, and one falls out and it rolls down the aisle, and then I'm like, you know, doing the crawl to find my AirPod. That's not a good look. So I have gone to wired on the plane. So I don't know that I would ever have a need for this, unless I'm just going to have it in town or somewhere where I'm definitely not going to fall asleep and have my AirPods in. But again, I don't know. For me, that's a little bit high price wise in terms of, because I wouldn't use it as much. So cost per wear, it would just be a little bit over. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the AirPods case? If you really love your AirPods, that might be a fun one to invest in. And then they have the Apple Air Tag, which you can get as well. And that one will run you around $449, which is basically like a little leather kind of tag to hold your Apple Air Tag. If you have nothing else to spend your money on, I mean, why not? It's a fun one, right? All right, let's talk about shoes. I love some shoes, but Hermès has been really tough for me for finding anything that I super love. So let's talk about a couple ones that I pulled off the site for you guys to see. So first up are the most expensive ones, inexpensive, which will be the Island sandal. So I've heard mixed reviews on this. I've seen people that are like, yes, I love the Island sandal. It's like my fave. I have a bunch of them, but it's kind of just like a plasticky sandal. I don't know exactly what the material is that they're made out of, but it's definitely not leather. I don't know that it would be long wearing. I think I've seen a couple where the little thing had broke. You know, people may be wearing them, you know, a lot, and maybe that's why, but they're around $425. That will be your most inexpensive one. And then there's the Oran sandals. So these will range around $840, and they can range in price because sometimes different colors and like the alligator, they'll be much higher, but they're right around $840 for your basic pair. Now, what I will tell you, I do have a pair of Orans. I hate these shoes. This is the only purchase I regret that I have from Hermès, and I'll tell you why. These are so hard to break in. So I've not even worn these outside yet. I have been wearing them in my house, like with socks on, to get them to the point where I can break them in. Some people love them. and they guess they fit their feet perfectly, but a lot of people have a tough time breaking them in, and I am included in that club. I will probably never buy another pair of these because I haven't even I've had these over a year, and I'm exhausted with, I want to wear them. They're so cute when you first put them on, but the minute you start walking, I'm like, ow, that's going to hurt. So, I don't know, mixed review on that one. Then we have the Capri sandal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope that I am. But these blue ones, they run around $10.50. I'm not a huge fan of those. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just feel like they look a little clunky. A lot of people love them. Now they do look comfortable. I will say, compared to the Oran, I think maybe comfort level, they seem like they have a little bit wider and maybe they're softer. I don't know. If you have them, please tell me down below if you love them or hate them. I do love these Karen sandals. I have not seen these in person. They run around $1,100, but I love the leather. I love how it kind of wraps the foot. I think that is really, really pretty. And I feel like it would last because it's like, I don't know, it's like a full on sandal, right? Like once you break that one in, I feel like you'll have it for a long time. And then the GG50 sandals at $15.50. I think this one is so cute. I tried it on in boutique, and I tried the flats version on because I don't like to do heels when I travel. And it was narrow, right? And and I don't have super wide feet. I would say that they're medium, but, it just same thing. I was worried about after having the debacle, after having the situation with the Orans, I was like, oh, I do not want to try to break in another pair. So I decided not to get those. The Santorini ones I think are super cute as well. All right, now bottom left is the Kayla 100. These run around $15.25. I mean, girl, if you can handle that heel, I think those would be so beautiful and match with everything. I don't know that I would bring them traveling unless I was just gonna like wear them to dinner, but they're definitely not like an all-day shoe. I would be popping back to probably the Karen for that one, right? Overall, that's our shoe category. Let's go into watches next. So, listen. Not everyone loves Hermès watches. I have a couple that I think are adorable. And a lot of people are wearing their Apple Watch, right? So the nice thing is they have a couple of options for this. So they have Apple Watch bands. These start at around $12.99 and go up depending on which material, which ones that you're buying. And they have different ones. So I have a couple of them pictured here. This one on the top left is popped kind of newer, at least I just noticed it, and it looks like kind of a very soft material, and it's kind of that double loop where it wraps around twice, which I think is nice. So I don't wear an Apple Watch. It drives me crazy when it beeps every 5 seconds. I wear actually a vintage one that I got in Switzerland, one of my first trips to Europe, and I've had this watch for over 30 years and I love it and I wear it all the time. So I don't necessarily would ever have a need for Apple Watch, but if you are an Apple Watch person, they have lots of bands that are potential that could work for you as well. Now, the one watch that I do really like a lot is the Cape Cod, and it comes in a lot of different varieties. So I recently had my color analysis done, and I have learned that I am what's called a true autumn, which means my metals that I should wear are in gold or rose gold, are best for my kind of coloring. And so for that reason, and I've actually never worn a ton of kind of like silver or palladium or anything like that. The only thing that I have is in white gold is my wedding ring, but you don't really notice it because it's wrapped, right? I have the setting and the little diamonds and stuff in there. So I do have that, but outside of that, I'm pretty true to yellow and rose gold. But the Cape Cod does have an all gold version, which is very beautiful. And then if I were a silver girly or a palladium girly, I love the traditional silver with the gold band, and that one you can get right from boutique. Now they do have an option to do a special order for watches during certain times of the year. Your SA will usually contact you and you can figure out how to do a custom watch. When that happens, you can get a Cape Cod in some other styles and then pick different color bands. And so if I was going to do it, I think I would probably go that route, because I would love a gold on gold, or like maybe a different color. They have different color faces and things that you can do too, which I think is pretty cool. But if I just had to pick one out of the boutique, this is kind of my favorite picks. If you are a pink girly, I love this one that, and again, it's silver. If that one was in gold, I probably would be saving for that because I just think it's precious. But it has these little pink sapphires on the side there, and I've seen some other YouTubers that have purchased that and showed it up close, and it really is pretty. I feel like if you're a pink girly, that would be all you. If that was in gold, I would just love that. Now this one in the bottom left, okay. Can we talk about this green on green situation? I love me some green. Green is one of my favorite colors. I think this watch is gorgeous. I think it's a little much for traveling. I think it's more of like a nighttime watch because it has the diamonds around it. And honestly, if they had it without the diamonds, I don't like too much bling in my outside of my wedding band. I don't need all that. I like things to be a little simpler, but the green on green I love. So I'll give you some prices on this. That green on green one is gonna run you $17,700. The Cape Cod in all gold in the top left is gonna run $24,300. Now the Cape Cod leather, the one that's biggest pictured there, is only $39.75. So that one's kind of reasonable for in terms of entry level watches for Hermès. And the one that has the pink sapphires is $58.75. So different variety, and you could go crazy. There's also a watch called the Nantucket that I think is also very beautiful. It's more of a bracelet watch because I already have my vintage one. I probably would never consider that because this one is like a bracelet watch, and I just love it, and I wouldn't have a need to double up like that, right? But if you love a bracelet watch, the Nantucket is super cute too, and we don't have that one pictured here. All right, let's do a couple things for fun on the website that I thought are really cool, especially if you are a traveler like me, right? So let's talk about this La Panthère à la Plague Towel. Again, probably murdered that translation, but this is a $780 towel with this panther. You guys, so cute, right? So very expensive for a towel. But again, if you have a first class client who has booked a lovely round the world vacation with you, what a nice gift this would be, all boxed up in a nice Hermès box. I think this would be a really fun one if they're going to an all-inclusive, or they're going to the south of France, or they're going to the Cannes Film Festival. Any of those reasons, this towel could be at play. The Maldives, right? The list goes on and on. Now, some other fun things I put in my little grouping here is they have some really cute little lipsticks and nail polishes. So the nail polish runs $66. Lipsticks will range between $79 and $81 depending on what colors you're picking. And then also in the bottom left, I love their little travel perfume set. So what a great way to have just a little bit of perfume. You could pop it in your purse, pop it in your travel bag. It won't be over the limit, which is great, but that I think is a beautiful gift. Another thing you could do is you could break those up and you could put them in gift baskets and things like that. So there's a lot of ways I think you could use the perfume sets at $181. They do have a collection for men at the same price. So depending on who you're shopping for, you can customize accordingly. All right, a couple more fun things I just thought were adorable. Check out this Not Sleepy butterfly mask, $510. I'm really interested because it's so puffy. I'm like, is it a weighted mask or is it like a light puff? I have not seen this in person, but it's so cute, and it looks kind of like a butterfly, and it ties. So like, I'm just picturing you in first class, or in traveling in a first class train, or wherever you want to catch a nap in your first class travels, pulling out this. It's called Not Sleepy Butterfly Mask. I think it's adorable. So that's a fun one. So then we have the Bastille gloves. These will run $11.25. If they're going to somewhere cold, or you're going somewhere cold, I think this is also a really nice purchase that will last you a long, long time. I have family in Michigan, so I'm always going up north once or twice a year. And if it's going to be cold, my blood is thin now, guys. I live in Florida. I've lived in the South for over 25 years. So when I go up north, it's way colder than I remember. If I'm going down to Iceland, or I'm going to Canada, or your clients are, I think these gloves would be a cute moment as well. All right, next up is the Succulent Sultan case. So you know I love a pouch. Now, personally, I'm never going to pay $410 for a pouch because I feel like I have a million cute travel pouches from all the little tourist shops and all things. But listen, if you're just, really playing the Hermès game and looking for something and you don't have anything else to spend your money on, you can grab this pouch for $410. I did like this little circle case at the bottom. Again, a little bit pricey, $770, but it's a cute little moment. It's a little kind of circle case to pop in your luggage. Now, my wild card pick in the for fun section of today are these picnic earrings. You guys, if I had a longer neck and more tolerant ears, I would love these earrings in this gold and picnic kind of color. When I first saw the earrings, I thought, oh my gosh, these are amazing. But then when I saw the picture of the model, I was like, oh, those are big. They would be like so big, and I'm imagined so heavy because just that loop, and it's leather, and then they have the basket, and then they have hardware on there. I feel like you can even see her ear in there. It hurts just looking at it. But I just, in my dream fantasy world of any vacation outfit I might have, I may be wearing those. Will I ever purchase them? Absolutely not. But at $23.75, they can be yours if you have tolerant ears and a nice, a longer neck than I do, so you can showcase those beauties off. All right, let's talk about the things I would absolutely never, ever buy in a million years. Here's the things I would never buy. So the Apple AirTag. I'm not going to spend $449 on the little leather case for my AirTag. Hey, if you want to, go for it. That's fantastic. There's also a $500 scrunchie on the site if you just really have to get that scrunchie moment. I have scrunchies coming out. Like if I open my desk drawer right now, I guarantee you I have a whole bunch of scrunchies. So I'd rather save that $500 and spend it on any of the other things that were in my I super love areas. Those shoes, guys, I cannot with those shoes, even if they're the most comfortable things. I just don't like them. So it's not my fave. And then there's this hat that I found in the hat section, the Juno Love Chapka. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this is a $1,200 hat, and all I can see when I look at it is that movie. Do you guys remember like the movie, the Christmas Story, where he's going and he's got the little That's all I can see when I look at this hat. So I cannot. And then the packing cubes will run you $770. I have a ton of beautiful custom packing cubes. I mean, you can get that stuff on Amazon. You can get them customized on Etsy where they're cute. They're custom to you or even your clients for way less prices. So I just don't feel like that's a good use of my money. And then this little case at the bottom, that's actually a makeup brush case. And so while I love the case and the idea of it, I would never buy. I would just, with makeup brushes, they're going to get super dirty and dusty, and that's going to end up looking terrible. So I wouldn't want to spend good money and then for the purpose of something that I know is going to get dirty. So I don't know. What do you guys agree with my I would never buy stuff? Tell me in comments below. Now, my favorite things from today, I'm going to share with you guys. That passport holder with the parrots, I love. That's on my wish list this year, and I'm going to talk to my SA to see if that is something that we can figure out how to source or be on the lookout for. If you guys find it somewhere, please let me know. The perfume set, I think, is lovely. That's one of my favorites. These fashion bracelets. Okay, first of all, I am wearing the one pictured. I told you there was going to be show and tell. Let me do it this way so you guys can see. One, as prices go, they're not that terrible. The other thing to know is you can get them in the silver color, gold, or rose gold, which I think is amazing. And they come with these little pouches, which are like ready-made for travel. So when I bring 2 or 3, I just put them inside, and I know they're not going to get scratched up. So I think it's like ready-made for a traveler. So that's a nice little fun splurge, and they literally go with everything, especially if you pick up the neutrals. And then I have the pink one as well because I feel like I wear a lot of pink. So the gloves I love. Talked about the Cape Cod, love that too, and the lipstick. Now, I, on a whim, did get one of the lipsticks, and I ended up loving it. So what I love, first of all, is you get this cute boxing, and it's kind of like a double box. It's a box within a box. All right, and then when you open the box, you have this cute little, it's like material case, which I love because then it's never going to fall apart in your purse and accidentally get lipstick where it's not supposed to go. And then this is a special edition one. And first of all, listen to this. Listen. It has this little magnet. It makes me so happy every time. And it has this gold on the end. It's like, it's very, not only is the packaging elegant, but everything is very luxe in terms of where you touch and all the things. And I love it. So I told you guys I got my colors done. This is in my palette. This is not the one I'm wearing today, but I love this one. And the matte ones, they wear really well. And you know how, I don't know if anyone else notices this, but do you know how like most lipsticks have like a funny smell? I don't know. Am I the only one that noticed that? This doesn't have that. This has a really like light scent and it's very pleasant. So I usually do not like the smell of lipstick at all. And I have like some Dior and some Chanel lipsticks and things like that, but this is 100% my new favorite. So I don't regret that purchase at all. Now, other things that I love the scarf ring, particularly in either gold or rose gold, because you can do the cool little things with it. You can also wear it as a jewelry like I talked about earlier. And my two favorites, I don't have these yet, but they are on my radar. I love for fall this kind of all these gold colors, and if you notice, the flowers are in the shape of a horse, and I think that is so sweet. And then the suitcase one is just everything for a traveler. It's just, these are my favorite. Now, I told you guys I was going to share with you what my dream bags would be. I don't have any of these, but I would just go crazy for any of these. So if my budget was unlimited, what would be the Birkin that I would pick to travel the world with? So I have 4 here because we got to have options, right? So the first one is this gold on gold. And I would probably want it in like a 30 or 35. If I'm using it for travel, probably a 35, it's a little bigger, would fit my laptop. Or I love this like Rouge H color with gold hardware, always gold hardware for me whenever I can find it. I love that one as well. And then I found this one online and it's like a grizzly one. Have you guys seen this? I think that this is so cool because it's like half suede, half leather, and I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's just so yummy. I love that one. Now, last but not least, this one that has this kind of tulle and like leather mix, or maybe it's linen. I don't know. I have not seen this bag in person. I just found this literally scoping out the internet going, what would be the coolest ones? But this last one I feel like would go with everything. So the luggage that I carry and kind of the colors I'm usually traveling with and all the things. I love that it's neutral. Like that one would be more of a summer bag. The grizzly one would be more like the one before that with the suede would be more of a winter bag. The other two I feel like you could wear like versatile all the time. But this last one I feel like would be more for summertime. But I think she is so cute. So what I would love to know from you guys is what is your favorite thing that you saw today? If you could had unlimited budget and you could get any of these things, what would be the one thing that you would want to get? And then also I would love to know, do you want me to do a Chanel version of this video? This was a ton of fun to put together. It was a ton of work and a lot of research, but I just had so much fun dreaming about gifts for my clients or things that maybe I would want to save for. By the way, if you are following the channel and you are not in the travel industry, but you want to travel like an A-lister, always use a certified travel professional. We have a full registry coming soon, but in the meantime, look for this frame that says Certified Travel Professional or the title Certified Travel Professional, which is a registered mark. That's how you can tell if you have a certified professional that has been trained and is skilled and is going to do the best job for you on your next amazing travel destination and adventure around the world. If you guys like today's show, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Suitcase packed, world on my side, luxury, live, enjoy is my guide.